tell me a little bit about the YTA and what's going on here today.
Certainly, the YTA is the only industry association that is entirely focused on small and mid-sized technology companies throughout the GTA in encouraging and nurturing their growth. What we had today was a boot camp for about 30 of those small and mid-sized companies coming out to hear 3 of our technology company leaders talk about what they went through in the last year in rethinking some of their pricing strategy for their services or their software products.
Great. And what would you say to companies out there who aren't part of the YTA and why the benefits, why they should join?
Certainly, our members tell us that the single biggest benefit they get is having that opportunity for direct peer dialogue, talking to others who have been through similar situations, like the 30 who attended today, to hear from other leaders of the experience they had as they reconsidered their pricing model. The YTA members, over 200 companies belong to the YTA now. They come out to the peer-to-peer networking sessions that we hold every month and continually give us the feedback that they value that kind of dialogue and relationship that they're able to establish. That would almost be like a mentor or a board of advisors for many of the tech company executives that they just never get around to establishing on their own.
And how can people get in contact with you if they want to join or learn more?
Really the simplest is to check out the website yorktech.ca and come out to one of our events. The peer-to-peer networking are 90-minute sessions, generally running early in the morning before the busy, crazy day starts. And we have about 15 of those sessions that run in the course of a month. And about half of them are held here in York region, uptown as we call it, and the other half down in the core of Toronto, downtown.
Great. Well, thank you so much for having me today, Pat.
Excellent. Thanks for coming up.
I have with me Tracy Whitehouse and George Braun of TGO Consulting. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me. If you could just tell me a little bit about TGO and how you guys are involved with the YTA.
Okay, TGO Consulting is a consulting company. We've been in business for about 25 years now. And basically what we do is implement financial and business solutions for mid-sized to low enterprise clients. Tracy's on the board of the YTA, so we got involved with this and they invited us to do a presentation on value pricing. Our company switched to more of a value pricing approach about a year and a half ago, which is really moving away from charging clients by the hour to try and understand what is the value to the customer and provide our services and sell them our knowledge based on the value that we provide.
And what have you found some of the benefits of moving to this kind of model?
A couple of things from that is that we're typically working on a fixed cost, a fixed price model, so the customer knows what the price is. It's up to us to deliver the best solution on time, on budget. Client doesn't take a risk because we're doing a lot of the work up front, trying to understand what the requirements are, making sure that we're providing value and pricing accordingly. And then on top of that, it is up to us to deliver.
And it really reinforces the trust relationship we want to build with our clients. So we're all about building long-term relationships based around trust and value, and so value pricing fit more into our mission and vision for the company. And the conversations we have with our clients are much more partnership rather than vendor and customer relationship.
Yeah, we found that selling just time or selling charging by the hour just didn't make any sense because we're a knowledge firm and our knowledge is very hard to quantify on an hourly basis. We found that in the past, like if you look at it, our weakest and slowest consultant would be our most billable consultant, which doesn't make sense because it doesn't really tie into what the customer's getting, what the knowledge or what the value is. So the whole model just didn't make any sense.
So what are some steps do you think other companies can take to move from kind of an hourly based model to pricing for value?
Talk to your customers. Really understand what they want. Sometimes what they may be asking for. We're a technology company and what we provide, the solutions we provide are very complex. So we know our business well. Our customers don't do this all the time. So we're in a better position to know what the solution is to the problem, and just asking them really good questions about what they're trying to accomplish and the business problems they have gets that information so we can better recommend.
And just finally to wrap up, why is the YTA an important organization, and what benefit is there for companies who are out there and maybe haven't joined yet?
Oh, YTA, I could talk forever, but the YTA is an primary goal is to provide networking and communication options available to businesses so they can network and grow. And so the primary offering of the YTA is a peer group program, and there are 15 peer groups that meet once a month. And there's the CFO peer group as an example, and project delivery peer group. And you can meet with people who do what you do in the technology space, and you can share information on common problems and business issues and current trends in the market. It's a wonderful knowledge sharing.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about your company and what you talked about here today.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I had a lot of fun presenting at the YTA Bootcamp today. We introduced a free version of our software. We sell e-procurement systems. So SpendMap automates the purchasing function in mid-sized organizations. Things like purchase orders, requisitions, inventory control, that sort of thing. And about a year or so ago, we introduced a free version of our product. We're the first ones to do it in the industry. So until a year or so ago, nothing like this ever existed before. We're calling it the Free Procurement Project, and your audience can check it out at free-procurement.com. And it is a truly free, fully functional, no restrictions, a completely usable free e-procurement system. So anyone that needs to cut purchase orders or keep track of their spending, that's what we're all about.
Great. And so today you talked about how the free product is being used to drive users to the paid product. Can you kind of talk about that process and philosophy? Sure.
Well, most organizations that have a free version of their product are trying to monetize it in some way. Google sells advertising, Wikipedia gets donations, and it's no different for us. So we're giving away the product intended for smaller organizations. And if those organizations grow, or if it's a larger organization that needs our more advanced technology, then they can upgrade to our web-based e-procurement system. So very similar functionality. Again, the free product is totally usable in a smaller environment, but again, those companies can upgrade to the paid product at any time.
And so do you have any tips for other companies out there who might want to kind of take on the same path, and how can they use the same process to drive their own business?
Well, free is not, the theme of my presentation today was that free is not as easy as it might seem.
Right.
So there's, one of the biggest concerns or objections that people might get when they're looking at a free B2B software product is that it's too good to be true. I mean, how can it be free when everyone else is selling it for tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars? So there's still going to be a sales process. There's still going to be objections to overcome. They're different objections, and it's a bit of a different sales process. So it's my tip would be that there's still work involved. So it's not as easy as putting it up on your website expecting people to download it, but it is a very compelling value proposition, can certainly help drive tons of traffic to your website. Just as an example, our website traffic has increased 1,000-fold in the last year since we launched the Free Procurement Project. So yeah, it's very compelling and there's a lot of benefits to it, but just don't think it's as easy as you might think.
And just to wrap up, can you just tell us a little bit about your involvement with the YTA and why you think it's a great association?
I would love to. I joined the YTA about 3 years ago, I'd say. Every month I take part in the CEO peer group meeting, so all of the many of the CEOs from the members get together once a month to talk about issues facing their organization. It's a wonderful forum. I've participated in 2 of the boot camps so far. I think the YTA is a fantastic organization to network, get to know other technology companies in your industry in the York region, and I believe they also have a location in downtown Toronto as well, so they're expanding to all the GTA. It's a fantastic organization for driving business and again getting your message and meeting people.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Darren.
My
Pleasure
pleasure
talking with you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.